What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Kisscapades Podcast. Today I have a very good friend of mine. Are we good friends or are we acquaintances?
No, keep going. I like that.
I am a very good friends. We've done a couple of videos together here and there, and I respect her hustle. I see how she does her content. She's into food, travel. She's a fun person. She drinks a lot as well.
A lot of water.
Yes. Sorry, I hadn't finished the sentence.
Oh,
I was just about to say that. Yeah. And if you follow her on Instagram, you'll just see all these things that I'm talking about. She has a vibrant personality as well. So I'll just let her introduce herself before we continue with the podcast.
Thank you. That was so nice.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm Soni of SoniSideUp.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's it.
And that's me.
What? What?
I feel
my goodness.
I feel like I can't top any of the things that you just. I was like, wow, that was incredibly nice.
Okay. So let's just start it off with, for people who maybe have seen you on Instagram or some who will definitely start following you after listening to the podcast and everything.
I'm just trying to get to 10K.
And come on, you're almost there.
I just want the swipe up link. I don't know. I'll take you guys to Google
you can't do the link?
No.
Oh my. I'm so sorry.
And I'm still like I have this fantastic link, which is gonna be my first swipe up link.
Which one?
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I just have to get to the 10K.
Okay. How far are we?
Okay, first of all, it's like it'll be 9,900 and it's like 32. And then this morning I woke up 9,919.
Oh,
and I'm like,
on.
did you guys all just decide to unfollow me? Are you all bots? What's happening?
Is there pressure? Is there pressure to get to that 10K?
For me personally.
There is?
Yeah.
You can feel it.
For myself. Like, I'm giving myself pressure.
So if you don't get the 10K this year, what happens?
Honestly, I just shut down Instagram. I opened a new Instagram account.
But I'm sure
it's just memes.
I'm sure even for your, even just your collabs and brand partnerships and everything, it's like a plus. Because do you get more interactions on Insta stories than on your main feed? Because I think that's what I've noticed.
Yeah, I also think for me personally, I don't know about you, but I feel like Insta stories are more fun, right?
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And I think just the thing about after 24 hours, it's no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are doing like a Q&A, people want to participate there and then because they're like, if I can't participate tomorrow, this won't be there tomorrow. So they engage immediately. And even with, okay, first of all, before we even get there, just explain to people listening or watching a bit of what you do. Because I wouldn't say, would you call yourself a foodie? Just describe it for people who don't know. Let's say, some old person in corporate who's trying to understand, why are we writing this check to SoniSideUp? What value is she bringing to our brand? What exactly would you say your line of work is?
I'd say kindly write me all of the checks. Rent is due in 3 days. I can take all the money. But I feel like SoniSideUp has evolved, especially in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
When I first started, I started as a blog, right? And I was doing restaurant reviews and a lot of written content.
Yeah.
And I was actually working with a fantastic photographer. Her name is Jackie Moy, j.moy on Instagram. And she is a fantastic food photographer. And we were doing really great stuff.
Yeah.
So the Instagram was kind of just to support the overall blog.
Yeah.
But then I got to this point where I think in terms of restaurant reviews, people want the short summary, the quick 5-minute.
Yeah.
Like, is it good or is it bad?
Yeah.
And I was writing like 1,500 words about my experience.
Should I go there or not? Tell me. I don't want to
Exactly.
go through all these. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and tell me how much do I have to pay and why should I go?
Yeah.
And that's really easily captured on an Instagram caption or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I looked at why I read blogs, it's a lot about getting to know a person. So if you're telling me about who you were with at this restaurant, what you were talking about, that's more interesting to me, right? Spill the tea. So my Instagram kind of became where I would talk about food and places to go eat, both on Insta stories and on the feed.
Yeah.
And then I was fortunate enough to do some traveling, and I like covering that on Instagram. So now it's kind of developed a bit more into lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
But always with
food,
the food focus.
travel. And always in company of friends and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I've always been asking you, okay, in fact, even before I go to that, what made you, have you ever done like just a regular job where,
Like a 9 to 5?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a 9 to 5 now. I work for Carlsberg and Tuborg, as you know.
Okay. So, here's the thing. No, forget about that, first of all. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. Like, what other, like, kind of jobs were you doing? Because I'm guessing, like, even your blogging thing and everything, that's what brought you your partnership with Carlsberg and all the other brands that you partnered with, I'm guessing. Wasn't it highly influenced with your food blogging, your reviews?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
no.
other jobs maybe that you've just done before you started, like, finding your lane in like the food world, the brand partnerships and stuff.
Okay.
Have you ever done bartending, perhaps?
I was a waitress in...
Oh, you're a waitress?
Yeah.
Where?
In this small restaurant in DC that was like a restaurant/bar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how was that?
It was fun. It was fun. It really makes you appreciate being in that industry. And I feel like everybody should hold a service job, even if it's for like a month. Whether that's like customer service, a call center.
Yeah.
It really makes you appreciate how to operate, what it takes to operate a restaurant.
Yeah.
And that, when you sit down at a table and you order food, and the person comes over to take your order, you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
But you expect them to be like happy and accommodating and, So just to have a little bit more, not patience, but a little bit more compassion, maybe.
Compassion.
Yeah.
Well, okay, since you've mentioned that, where did you grow up?
I grew up here, predominantly.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you Kenyan?
Yes, yeah. My mom was Kenyan.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I feel like this is the part where you zoom in on the face, you know what I
No, I'll
mean?
do that. I'll do that on my edits. No, I didn't know that. So your mom is Kenyan and your dad?
He's American.
So yeah. And then, okay, maybe that now starts explaining a little bit. So you did like your schooling in Kenya as well? And uni abroad, I'm guessing?
Yeah, exactly. Predominantly, I grew up here, like a good 10 years, I'd say.
And then you went to the States?
Mm-hmm.
That's where your dad is, or is that where,
My dad's here.
Also, you went to study in the States?
Yeah.
What did you study?
Public communications.
Jesus. Public communications. Okay, wait. Is that what you wanted, or is that what your parents wanted you to study?
No, my parents were really supportive of the fact that I even went to uni. I feel like they were like, you can do it, just finish, please. No, I think, was it always what I wanted to study? I still don't know what I want to do with my life. And I feel like that's a degree that you get if you're just like, well, I've got to do something, right? I can't, I have to figure it out eventually.
Like a formality.
Yeah, but it was a good foundation. It was a good foundation with lots of like public relations, writing, marketing, advertising, and it is now where my passions kind of lie.
It still kind of like, trickles down to what you're doing. And are you applying anything that you studied in uni to what you're doing currently?
I think yes, but I feel like okay.
Like, yes.
I feel like this is a bigger discussion about just universities and the
time is all we have, Soni.
The industry as a whole, right?
Yeah.
I feel like unless, for me, I'm of the opinion, unless you're studying something super specific, like being a doctor or law, where you can't just wing it.
Yeah.
University is obviously really important. Staying in school, kids, like I'm not saying don't go.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying a lot of the times I think the skill set that you learn in university may be less of the classes, because if you ask me how to write, I don't know. Like there's some of the technical stuff that you learn that you forget so quickly, but a lot of the stuff that you're learning is about like interacting with peers and being disciplined and studying and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the softer skills that you learn around going to school. I think a lot of times degrees are just kind of so that you can get that first job,
Wow. So would you say like even the job that you're doing now, do you need a degree to do it?
I would arguably say no. I mean, I still go to school. Like,
No, I understand. I understand. I completely understand. But
Yeah.
let's say when you're studying that in uni, like what initially was like the job that you wanted to do afterwards?
any job, like, just hire me, please.
You just wanted a job, any?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I still don't know exactly what I want to do in terms of like my career now, and I've only been out of uni for like 6 months, so.
Yeah, but you've been doing your thing like for the longest time. Come on, Soni. What do you mean you've been out of uni in the
I'm
last 6
21.
months? You're 21? Soni, you're lying. Stop lying to me, man.
20
Come
fun
on.
forever.
Oh shit. No. I can't know when you're joking or when you're serious. I'm like 21. All this time I've been saying like you posting all these things at 17, 18, traveling and reviewing and working with these companies.
I almost got away with
Jesus.
it. People weren't going to ask questions. They were just gonna-
Wow. But seriously, but you're not 21, right? Oh, okay, so now
But
that
in
at
my
least-
heart, I am. So I feel like
Yeah, I'm 18 in my heart. In my heart.
exactly.
So after just going through the process of uni, like even like for me, the same way you're saying like right now, you still don't want to know exactly where your career is going. I think that's kind of like a millennial thing, kind of right now, especially if you're not doing like, if you're not a doctor or if you're not a lawyer. I think when you're like in the art, oh, that looks good. When you're in the art industry, I think a lot of people always seem to be in that space where they're like, yes, I'm growing, yes, I'm evolving, but I don't know what next because the digital space keeps evolving as well. It keeps evolving. And ideally, let's say now, we can definitely say that you're a food lifestyle blogger. do you even update your blog? Do you update your blog anymore? No?
Oh my gosh, no. Somebody the other day asked me for my stats on my blog. It was like a
Jeez.
company, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I couldn't remember the password. That's how long it had been. And I logged
Yeah.
in, and I went to the back end. I was like, what are the stats? And I'm looking,
Yeah.
and I'm like, 0. I'm like, is that right?
0.
It's like 0 for the month of whatever it is.
Oh, nobody has been there?
Nobody. Which I don't blame them. It hasn't been updated since like 2016, 2017. Well, what's there to see?
Yeah.
Sometimes people who used to read my blog will be like,
Yeah.
we want to see your writing, and to that
yeah.
I'd say like, check out Yummy Magazine. I have a column there.
Oh, yeah.
Plug. Yeah, and maybe I'll get back into writing, but
What about your parents? Like, do they ever ask you like, yo, Soni, we know this is... Okay, what are they supporting, first of all, if they don't understand exactly maybe what you're doing? How important is, like, let's say, just say their support system being? Because, it's like you're jumping in, like, these deep waters that you're not even sure
Yeah.
about, like, after 5 years develops to this. Because other jobs, after 2 years, somebody knows, I'm getting a promotion to be a...
right.
But in this digital space, like even for what you're doing currently, I'm saying, let's just say it's a lifestyle thing, right? Because we can't say blogger because you don't blog anymore. But just even on Instagram, on Instagram only, like, how do you explain to them? Do they ever ask questions about like, what are you doing with your career and, what next after this and everything? Yeah,
I'm fortunate that my parents have always been super supportive of me. And I think really, especially like for my dad, as long as he doesn't have to support me financially, he's like, just keep
do whatever you're doing.
It's working.
Do
We're
it.
happy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. And so yeah, I'm fortunate enough that I do have a full-time job.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a salary every month. So really, everything that happens through my Instagram is just a bonus.
Okay.
And people always ask me like, oh, would you like to have it be your full-time gig? And of course, yes. But I think I would have to really put in effort and like focus on how to make it.
Yeah, and you see, even like for me, even as we're having this conversation, I keep forgetting that you actually have an 8 to 5. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. And I think that's why you're wondering like, okay, but now it makes sense. Okay, for your 8 to 5, what's like your position right now?
So
can we mention your brand? But it's you though.
yeah.
We can?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So you work for what's the name of the company you work for again?
So the company is Carlsberg Group,
Yeah.
but they deal with Carlsberg and Tuborg in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do for them?
So the position is called Urban Ambassador, and it's basically a marketing sales hybrid role.
What does that entail? For people who don't, like, maybe I might understand. I still don't understand, even though you've always explained to me when we're doing our videos, and I'm always like, yeah.
You
but
and my dad too. My dad's like, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly what it entails. And even for people who, you have a lot of people who follow you, like on Instagram.
9,919.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not 10,000 yet.
Exactly. But you interact with these people a lot, and there are people. I'm guessing they're even like young girls or even just guys who see what you do, admire, and always ask questions about, like, where did you go? How did you do this? I mean, if somebody asks you if they wanted to do the same job as you, because they only see you, like, holding like a beer bottle here, sipping, having fun and everything, like, what kind of role would you say you play in your company as an 8 to 5? Because it's definitely not just drinking and having fun.
No.
Yeah.
I wish it was.
Yeah.
If anybody wants
Yeah.
to hire me to do that, I'm...
Yeah, but now for somebody who wants to understand and get into, like, that kind of job that you do, because it seems fun.
It is.
It is fun. Okay, I wouldn't know because it's you who's telling us now. But yeah, I mean, if they want to get in that position, how would you explain it to them that this is what you'll be doing?
Yeah, so I think in terms of the kind of person, I think you want to be, like, well-rounded. You have to be easily adaptable. In the beer space, the ambassador role is a bit different than maybe what I've seen in the liquor space.
Yeah.
In the beer space, you do the PR, you do the marketing. You're on radio if there's those opportunities, or on TV,
Yeah.
or, on social media. You're the face of the brand. But then in the back end, there's also, like, the sales and client management, relationship management. So you work with different bars and restaurants around the city to make sure that your beer is available, to make sure that people are, that sales are good, doing, like, promotions, whether that's like a happy hour or an event. Yeah, so that kind of
It
stuff.
just keeps you in tune with maybe events and everything as well. That's most likely events, mostly.
Events, yeah, but even stuff like
Sorry, and?
No, go for it.
I've even forgotten what I was saying. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
What was I saying? And maybe brand launches, if you have something that's launching, or...
For sure. But even, like, within the restaurant or bar, making sure, like, they have your glasses so that when they serve your beer...
they use specific glasses and everything. Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, if you are not doing that job,
Okay.
and don't say any other job, what other job do you think you would go for?
Like,
That would still be fun for you, because I know you love this. But what would be an alternative job for that? Because I'm guessing this role is just has been created. I can guess it's almost like a custom role created by Carlsberg.
Yeah.
And not so many other companies that would have similar.
Yeah, I mean, you don't find many ambassador roles in beer, but you will find them in, like, liquor. Like, say, Pernod Ricard with, like, Jameson, or...
Ciroc.
Yeah, Ciroc,
vodka.
Diageo. Yeah, exactly. But, okay, if somebody came to me with, like, a blank check and was like, any job in the world, it's yours, you just have to tell us and we'll put you there.
Yeah.
I think I would love to be like a travel writer for, like, Condé Nast or something, or work with Bon Appetit. I love this. Have you guys ever seen what Bon Appetit does on Instagram?
What's Bon Appetit?
Okay, so Bon Appetit is... Good thing you asked, because can we, like, cut to commercial and come back? Because, okay, no, but I mean, they started off as a magazine, right? They're, like, thought leaders in that space. They're like Savoir and the rest.
Yeah.
And so they talk about all things food, whether it's, like, going out to eat, and it's mostly focused about, like, cooking at home. And then they have this offshoot, and it's called Basically.
Basically.
And basically, for all my like bachelors and bachelorettes out there, it's super easy to follow recipes that make you look like you really know what you're doing in the kitchen, but it takes you like maybe 30 minutes, an hour
To cook.
And it's like, and they break it down on like Instagram. They do like Q&As. They have it on their website. I don't remember why I started talking about this. Oh, because I love the company and I love
the
to work for
company
them.
that you'd like to work for them. Yeah. So, would you say? So you love cooking as well?
I do, yeah. Not many people know that about me because
because
they
see you eating out all. Have I ever seen you cooking on Instagram? No.
Okay, no, but I did one time. Remember that time I did pasta week where I only ate pasta for a week in the name of science?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't remember, but it's fine. I did it one time. I'll tell you about it.
I was trying to be nice, Soni. Like you don't remember.
No. If you can see his face, he doesn't remember. But yeah, no, I don't. To be fair, I don't cook very often on Instagram, but I do enjoy it.
But you enjoy cooking as well. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking. How about like just your friends? I know you do like the 8 to 5 and everything. Do your friends like understand what you do? Their support system. I'm just trying to tap into like what still motivates you to do what you do and just be passionate about it. Is it like the fans who respond or interact with you on Instagram? Is it your friends? Is it your family? Do you do it because you're passionate, or the Tubo guys are cutting a really proper check? So is it check, passion, like what keeps you going? What makes you wake up in the morning and actually still enjoy doing it?
Doing my job or doing Instagram or what? What's the question?
The job and Instagram as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
let's start with the Instagram and then we go to the job.
Okay. So in terms of my Instagram, it really is completely derived out of passion.
Yeah.
Even when you look at how I started,
yeah,
it's a creative outlet for me, and I think it's a fun, creative outlet for me to express myself. And I can take it as seriously in terms of like business or as lightheartedly in terms of having just fun as I want. And I like that. And I like that I curated it.
What does curate mean?
Like created, made, and...
I was talking to, I think it was Angie who was saying like, I'm a curator. And I was trying to ask her, like, what does that mean? What exactly does that mean?
Calling people out on
no,
live.
no. But have you? Okay, since we're still talking about like your Instagram, have you been possible to create revenue from your Instagram and say like, actually this makes sense, and even if I wasn't doing like the regular 8 to 5, I can sustain myself with just my Instagram. Do you think it's possible?
I definitely think it's possible. I don't think I'm there yet personally.
Okay.
I definitely don't make enough from my Instagram to support myself or my lifestyle entirely.
Lifestyle especially?
Yeah. But it's definitely possible. I mean, people like you don't have traditional 9 to 5 jobs.
I've been fired enough times, so it's not for me. I don't think an 8 to 5 wants me anyway. So yeah. But
one day you should have people interview you.
About what?
I don't know. That I was like, tell me more.
No. I mean,
did you do anything insane that got you fired, or was it just like?
No, I mean, just agency can be like, if somebody doesn't like you, they can just fire you.
Let's not get into that.
I know, you see? It's like, let's not get... Have you been fired before?
I haven't, fortunately.
You've never?
Yet.
You've never been fired?
No.
Ever? Like even from your waitressing job?
No matter how many times you ask me, the answer is no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I haven't.
Okay. That's interesting. So yeah, I've been fired enough times, and clearly it wasn't about because of the job. It was just like personal little issues that can be in the private sector, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But yeah, let's get back to you.
Okay,
Forget
sorry.
about me. Let's get back to Soni. What would you say are some of like the difficulties that you've had, like just like a foodie, when going out to do like your reviews or looking for partnerships and such stuff?
Well, I think excuse me, one of the things that was difficult, like one of the reasons I stopped writing my blog is because you can't call yourself an authentic restaurant reviewer if the restaurant knows you're coming, or if the restaurant like is giving you special treatment, right? If they invite you to come review their restaurant. Don't get me wrong, it's happened. I've gone to places and been invited by the restaurant, but I give that disclaimer. Like, listen, I'm here at Art Cafe. They've invited me to try their new brunch, and then I share my experience. But then people know she was invited. And I think...
so the disclaimer is important as well, of course.
For sure. If you want like credibility. And I think that was my biggest struggle with the blog. I had my face all over it. People know what I looked like, so... if you're going to be like a real restaurant reviewer, you want to go in undercover. You don't want people to know you're coming. You just kind of show up. You go there more than once. So you go on like a busy night, like a Friday. You go there on like a Tuesday when it's slow. You go for lunch and dinner. And then you give a full restaurant review. A full experience of like how your experience has been, right?
Right. And have you, because I had somebody else here and they said, okay, how is it like reviewing restaurants have you reviewed restaurants in different countries?
No.
Or majorly Kenya?
Yeah.
Nairobi?
Yeah.
Okay. How has your experience been? Because I have a friend of mine who said like they wrote a negative review about a restaurant and they were banned. I told not to set foot back in this restaurant again.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like similar incidents where like you wrote a review and somebody like didn't like just your feedback, or because you have to be honest if you want credibility, right?
Yeah. No, I have written like negative things and had people be unhappy, but you can also understand it. Like if it's your passion and if it's something that you work hard to create every day and somebody has one bad experience, I can understand why it's painful.
Yeah.
But I think when writing negative reviews, or if I have a negative experience and I want to write about it, I think it's about giving constructive criticism and not just saying this place is shit.
Yeah.
Can I swear? Are you going to bleep
me
out?
No. I have the disclaimer for, explicit content.
Oh, okay.
I have the E on
on
iTunes. No, you can cuss if you want. There's no...
Yeah, and I think we could go into it ad nauseum, but I think this whole social media, like...
Yeah, see, the parental thing is there, so if you want to cuss, it's all good.
Sweet.
It's all good.
Oh, sweet. So even this whole culture of, like, bashing establishments, not only restaurants, but just businesses in general online, kind of gets out of hand. And I think, my 2 cents is if you have a crappy experience in a restaurant, follow the chain of command to have your voice heard. Don't have that bad experience and then go to Facebook. That's not fair to the restaurant.
It's not?
No, I don't think so. I think
you'll approach the manager first of all, or
if I was your waitress, and I messed up your order, let's say that's the issue. I gave you a burger and you ordered a pizza. Please ask me first and say, I ordered a burger, you gave me a pizza, can I have a burger? If I can't solve it, if I'm like, no, I can't give you that, ask to speak to my manager. If my manager can't solve it, see if there's anybody else you can speak to, and then...
Anybody in that?
Yeah. But to just leave the establishment and go directly to social media is not giving them a chance to...
Post it directly, go to Insta stories and start saying, okay, guys, you see what they served me today? This is what they served me.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's a more civil way of doing it.
Yeah.
And making at least companies not feel bad and even respect like what you do exactly.
Yeah, and I think there's so much room for error, especially in the restaurant industry, like so much human error. Just to get this plate of food in front of you, like the supplier had to bring the lettuce and then it had to be washed in the back by whoever, and then the cook had to put it together, the chef. And then a waiter or waitress had to put it in correctly and And
your food is gonna get cold by the time you eat it. You wanna take a bite?
Well, do you ever do ASMR on your channel?
No. Is that
the first one?
I'll do it.
Okay, let's see if it's loud enough. That's a cucumber.
So since we're still talking about just food culture in general, I could confidently say that you've visited like almost all the nice little restaurants, big, small, fancy, and artsy. You know, like all the nice spots
Thank you.
that are in Nairobi. Anybody who's on your Instagram, they know. Because even for me at times, I was like, "Is this in Kenya? Is this in Kenya?"
Thank you.
Like, yo, so where would you say you had like your best experience, maybe?
Overall? Like
Overall, like just some, like just if you're just throwing out names, like just what are some of the places that you've really had like an amazing experience,
Yeah.
and you'd want people to like actually check out the place.
Oh man, I feel like it's almost boring because I feel like I've said these restaurants all the time, but like Talisman, About Time, Handi or Open House for Indian, like Tapas. Yeah, all those places.
I haven't eaten anything at Tapas, man. I need to do it.
You must.
I need to do it.
Maybe do us like a 1 year anniversary special.
What anniversary for?
Your podcast.
Hey, let's do it. If we make it to December, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll
You'll
do
make
it. So when it comes to things like just food blogging and everything, because that definitely from what you're talking about, like it just seems like the way you've expressed it is that this is something I would do even if I'm not getting a check. I'm happy doing this, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really about even money for that, but money is a bonus if it comes in from brand partnership or somebody comes to you like, yo, I want this and this.
Yeah.
What are some of the other ways you think you can just like create revenue like on Instagram?
For me, myself personally,
Personally, and even if it's just something that you even though you haven't really tried, but you would want to try. Because I'm sure you get like crazy, you've seen like influences like maybe from the American market, because we all like take blueprints, because even from what I'm doing, my blueprint is from like people that I watch on YouTube and everything and what they're doing. So I'm sure there are people you look up to in that kind of space, and they influence you in how you make your business moves, how you do your posts and everything. What are some of the ways you think like you can?
Yeah, I think the number one way to make money from social media generally is to have a brand, and to have a brand you want to have something like unique or special about you, right? Like why should I call Soni as opposed to influencer X who has the exact same amount of followers?
Yeah.
You know? What's special about her?
She still doesn't have that link, that swipe up option.
Yeah, honestly, I'm hoping after this that I'll text you and be like, after the podcast.
No, you will.
Or it's like so many people unfollow me. They're like, oh.
No, you'll get. I think you'll get to that 10K in a month or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, just organically, and people want those organic followers. You don't need to buy followers, which we know a lot of content creators are.
Yeah. No.
You don't want that.
Followers.
Yeah, you don't want
Buy
that.
coffee.
But yeah, so what are some of the ways you think you can actually create?
So you build your brand, and then I think outside of like sponsored posts on Instagram, I think, like I see a lot of people kind of end up like making merchandise and selling that. You know, like having something tangible for people to buy. Or even expanding to IGTV or YouTube. I've talked about starting a YouTube. I feel like nonstop.
How many times have I told you, Soni? You really need to start doing video content. What? All these food experiences that you're talking about?
Yeah, but I feel like if I did YouTube, I just want to do like I want to just have like a YouTube.
Something different?
Yeah.
Okay, just describe it. Paint that picture for me.
I'm thinking just like a fun channel where you go and just like play games and do interesting stuff and have conversations.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm awkward on camera, and
You
especially
think
if
so?
it was just me, I'd be like, hi, welcome to my channel. By the way, why do people say welcome to my channel? Do you have to say that?
You don't have to, but I think there are like these standard things that, first of all, it's like one of those things that's written, like a written law on YouTube.
Yeah.
That would help you and make people, grabs people's attention. That and subscribe.
Yeah.
You'll notice everybody like has
Yeah, like the subscribe thing I get what the point of that is, but welcome to my channel, like, thank you, but
Yeah.
I took myself here. Like,
but I
I'm
think,
here. You don't have
but
to.
I think that's more. Maybe you've gotten enough of it because of Kenyan YouTubers.
I
they-
think YouTube is period.
They
but I don't
do.
know.
They do that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Hey guys, welcome back.
No,
Thank
but I'm just saying, like, even for you, I think any more videos that you would do would increase leverage for you, even when you're partnering with a brand.
Would it get me to 10K?
Trust me. Oh,
I'm opening YouTube.
20, 30, 40K, you get all the numbers you want. But I'm just saying that because you're very well spoken, you're pretty,
Thank you.
you have nice hair.
What?
No, from there,
Monkey with the good
I'll
hair.
cut back to the the slow mo of you doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying those little things that, because we have to admit that, first of all, like, women in general will always get like more traction on YouTube, because other girls
Although-
would want to know, like, what hair product you're using. Even though you're still talking about food, they'll be asking you, like, what do you do to your hair?
But see, don't
What do
ask me. I don't.
But they will ask you,
But
that.
you can't-
Have you never been asked that?
No.
Nobody has ever asked you what you do with your hair?
No, this is the first. I'm
What?
having a lot of firsts on this podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, shame on you guys.
But it's
Keep
also,
a-
I don't have a hair routine, so I mean, I can't do the beauty blogging because I don't have any of those routines. I can't.
Do you put on makeup?
No, I generally don't.
You don't?
No. I would if I knew how. Like, if I could. Some of these women are just so talented, and I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe
but I'm
that
just-
would be a good video. Me following like a YouTube tutorial of how to do my own.
Yeah,
makeup.
let's see you try one. Let's see you try one. Because
Yeah.
I've never seen you with makeup, and it looks like you actually take really good care of your skin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated. Drink water.
About beer?
I mean, of course. After 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or noon on
So
weekdays.
since we're talking
Weekends.
about just leveraging on your social media and stuff, okay, that's the fun stuff. But we all, because at the end of the day, we still need to make money. And I think that's where, like, if you have like your 8 to 5, it helps you actually now support the passion that you have. Because I'm guessing like a lot of money that you get, you can now actually go, and if it's not a restaurant that you have a partnership with where you have to pay for food, because food is, get a lot of free food.
Honestly, if you
You
like,
don't?
Well, I sometimes not enough to justify how much I eat out. I feel like if you looked at my bank account balance, first you would cry. No, I'm kidding. So after you're done with that,
Yeah.
if you looked at how much I spend,
On food?
I mean,
It's crazy.
yeah, I had a friend over to my place yesterday, and she brought over a bottle of wine because she just got back from South Africa.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you have any dessert? And I was like, yeah. And I went to my kitchen, and for somebody who lives alone and is single,
Yeah.
like, it's way too much. You would think, like, it's just way too much, like, chocolate and cookies and, like,
So much food.
so much food. And then I eat out a bunch. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. But
Maybe I should start having other hobbies.
But since you do that, oh wait, speaking of that, do you do anything else for fun besides, eat eat and drink? Are there any other hobbies that you have?
Yes.
Which are?
Next question. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, I've decided this year, as much as traveling out of the country is well and good and fun, I've
Yeah.
decided to do more like local travel. I have some friends. They're called the Travel Dote on Instagram, and 2 girlfriends of mine who started this like budget travel channel, Instagram channel.
Yeah.
And they, like, traveling with them is you just see so much of Kenya, and there's so much to do and see, and so many unconventional places to stay. I'm like, this is this year. If anytime I have, that's what I'm gonna do.
And I think a lot
Get out
of people
there.
forget that, there are people who save for years
Right?
to come and just explore Kenya.
Yeah.
And yet we're here, we're just like, we
Yeah.
we all want to go to Bali, and a lot of people really have some nice hidden gems, like just within coastal region, Zanzibar, Tanzania, Uganda. Yeah, I also need to start doing a lot of local travel as well.
Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should start a travel YouTube channel.
Should we? Listen, you're doing an 8 to 5. How's that going to work?
So I quit and we have to start making money tomorrow.
Hey.
Now the pressure's on.
The pressure is on. Okay. Since we've talked about, things that entail like work and a lot of that, or like, but we didn't go back to your 8 to 5. Should we? Do you want us to talk more about that? No? Okay.
Like,
no. Okay.
We've exhausted it.
We don't need to. Yeah. And let's just talk about more of your, just personal life. Yeah.
Honestly, okay, well, this is what I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
The crazy thing is...
Because it has to come down to that, you know that, right? Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to be like, all right,
So...
You asked the, cutting questions. Who's your boyfriend? But,
yeah.
I realized...
Oh, you have a boyfriend?
I currently don't, no.
Oh, wait. You're not in a relationship?
No.
Are you lying? Come on. Are you serious?
I swear. No, I'm not.
Last time I checked, you in a relationship, Soni.
Yep.
Oh, wow. She's trying to go with a brief... Okay.
Can you add, the cricket sound now? Because I feel like... Anyway, so now the world knows. No, but...
Oh, you seriously are not in...
No,
hey, guys, slide in that DM. Come on, she's single. She's single. All right, what did you want to say before I go to that topic? Because now I'm excited about that. So many questions.
Who knew? Open the floodgates. No, I was going to say, I don't do interviews often, but I think...
Yeah.
As I was coming here, I was thinking wow, this is probably going to be the most I've ever spoken about myself.
Yeah.
Anywhere publicly, Yeah.
And I've even realized that because, even with her, every time we're doing the videos, Soni is always trying to do the short answers so that she can just wake up and just leave the interview spot.
That's not true.
No, but here's the thing. All the time you're always trying to do that, but I already know the people who are always trying to answer quick and run away. But so I always find, I always have a list of 7 questions. So even if you're trying to run away, by the time we get to the second one, you're like, oh, okay, let me just answer all the questions then.
It's not that I'm trying to run away.
Yeah.
It's just that inside my brain, it's like a hamster on a wheel, I feel like I'm running a mile a minute and I've just had this coffee.
Do you want some more? A refill?
I kind of do. Can I do that?
Yeah.
I heard somewhere, you can't believe everything on the internet except when it is in favor of what you believe, when it validates your own beliefs, which is the worst way to use the internet. But I read somewhere that if you have 4 coffees a day, you reduce your risk of cancer.
Oh, wow. Then we're having more coffee right now. Can she get a refill of this?
It was a double cappuccino. Thank you.
Yeah, so since at least we're getting to more personal, and I think this is where the juice is.
The tea.
Yeah, the tea is. I'll tell you why. A lot of people, when they start opening up about just this, or just that conversation as well, because a lot of people connect to this. Because maybe when they see you online. And for Soni, here's the thing about Soni. She knows how to switch facial expressions from one to another, just like that. 1 minute she'll be smiling, and then the next minute she's like... I'm like, okay, now, are you happy or you sad? Are you happy or you sad? Okay, when how is it like just dealing in... Do you think being single makes you more productive as a creative? Or... Because there's some people who say being in a relationship slows me down a bit. I'm not sure. I think I'm losing myself. I mean, yeah, we have to talk about. Don't look at me like that.
Well, I was gonna say, have you interviewed Taylor Swift? Because I feel like every time she breaks up with a boyfriend, we get an album.
A nice album.
Albums drop.
But a lot of creatives work like that.
Yeah.
Even if it's after a breakup, they channel that energy to now more of what they,
Okay, first of all, I'm honored that you consider me a creative because I'm just trying to be with the cool kids, so thank you.
Come on, you're a creative. How many times have I told you, even the way you just take pictures of, your food and everything, it is creative.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's a bigger conversation about relationships in general, but I don't necessarily agree with that for me personally. I think in good, healthy relationships, you should be able to explore that side of you. I mean,
Also, does that mean that it slowed down your creative process now that you're single?
No, I think it's the same.
Oh, it's still the same?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe you have more time. But I mean, but it's also a choice, right? I choose to hang out with, whether I'm single or not, even if it's
Yeah.
a group of friends, I
Yeah.
can choose that this Friday night I'm going to go out with my girlfriends, or this Friday night I'm going to edit my video, or I'm going to brainstorm how I'm going to grow my Instagram or whatever, get to that 10K. Come on.
You're going to get to that 10K. Okay. Yeah.
Anybody listening is probably like, I'm just going to unfollow her because she's annoying.
No, you'll get to that 10K.
My
trust
biggest
me.
fear is it says 10K. It no longer says 9919.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I'm gonna be like, I got to 10K. Like,
Man, it
swipe
reverses
up.
too.
And then 3 people are gonna be like, not anymore, bitch. See ya. I'm like,
What kind of guys do you date when you're dating? Like, what do you go for in a guy? Have you ever been cheated on?
wow. I'll start with the first question. I think, yeah, I don't have. I mean, my type is somebody who I enjoy the company of, and somebody who can make a good sense of humor always goes a long way.
You date a short guy,
Yeah.
like this short.
This short as in he comes up to your shoulder, or you're saying like 4 feet tall, like he's 7 years old, in which case it's pedophilia. And
No.
We
I'm
don't
not talking
care for
about
that.
age. I'm talking about height. He's slightly shorter than you. Like there's some girls who are
Yeah.
like, me, I wouldn't date like her. So is it more about okay, let's put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
There's some girls who are like maybe specific about like, the kind of people they date. They'd be like, he has to be like financially stable first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Do finances come in when you're looking for like a boyfriend?
I don't think so. I mean, like,
You want somebody who can fly you out somewhere, like traveling, right? You want somebody to fly you out somewhere, So, you want somebody to fly you out.
this is so uncomfortable. No, I mean, like, those things, I mean, no. And I feel like if that's your
No?
criteria, if you come to the table being like, I need to see a bank statement, I also need, like, your doctor's records to see how tall you are and, like, whether you're happy with your weight or not. That story I told, was that
Oh,
recording?
yeah,
Did I
yeah.
tell-
No,
was
it
that on
wasn't recording,
Oh,
yeah.
that's too bad.
Yeah.
Because then I just sound like an asshole. But basically, long story short is I went to the doctor's recently. I stepped on a scale, and the doctor said, how does that make you feel? And I was like, what kind of a question? No, but if you come with like a list of criteria, I think sometimes you can miss out on a good thing.
So
Right?
to you, it's more, no, true. You're more on personality,
Yeah.
physical appeal. You want
Is-
somebody with like a six-pack.
No, I don't want to have
Tall.
that kind of pressure. No, I'm kidding. I mean, if you have a six-pack, that's fine. Also, I just won't take off my shirt around you. But speaking of six-packs, earlier you were talking about like views, and you were like, women tend to get more views on
Yeah.
whatever.
I've seen
which-
some, what are they called? Clickbaits on your Instagram. Are they intentional or no?
No.
No?
No.
So just you walking somewhere looking sexy in a nice yellow bikini, sipping beer, like, I'll pretend nobody's taking this picture,
Yeah, you have to be candid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
it's all
those are
candid.
nice pictures. Those are nice pictures. And I was telling you, like, Soni, hold on. Remember what I was telling you, like, I remember we were having a conversation, and I told Soni, like, it should be even easy for you for just, like, if you made videos, and even if it's, like, just talking about seafood, the way, like, you do your little trips here and there,
Okay.
and you're with your friends, you're in bikinis, and, like, actually reviewing food.
Why do we have to be in bikinis?
Because, I'm just saying, but you wear bikinis, like, on you. You rock nice bikinis on your Instagram, right?
Thank you, but I also feel like, I feel like
But I'm
this-
just saying,
Yeah.
to make you get to that 10K faster.
Oh, shut up. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. I feel like if people want to follow me, don't follow me for bikinis. Follow me for, like, burgers and beer. That's what I'm
But
about.
I'm just saying, it helps. And let's not pretend that, like
But-
we've said, like, it even overseas, like a lot. Haven't you seen, like, a lot of, thumbnails that are created that way to click to increase
Yeah.
traffic and everything.
I mean, sure, but you can all, I mean, it also happens in the captions where people are like, biggest shock of my life, can't believe this happened. And then you
Yeah.
click it and it's like, my shoe broke. I don't know. But would you say the same thing to like Shiv if he was sitting here? Would you be like, yeah, dude, take off your shirt more on Instagram because it'll probably get you more followers?
He doesn't have shirts. Does he even own shirts?
No, I don't think so, but like with good reason.
Yeah, and, come on. I don't think he owns any shirts. Have I seen him in a shirt?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure it's not
It-
sexist.
it-
It works
no,
both
no,
ways.
it goes both ways.
Okay.
It still also increases his numbers as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it because he, as long as you're just doing it in a nice... It's done on a nice organic way. He's not over-sexualizing anything. So it's just keeping fit and that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you don't have any shirts in your wardrobe, it's all good as well. it's all good as well. But yeah, back to relationships. So those things
But
don't.
hold on, can we do a lettuce ASMR?
You wanna do them? Yeah, hold
'Cause
on.
I feel like this
hold
will
on,
be
hold
good.
on, hold on. Go closer to the mic.
Closer.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you like ASMR videos?
I've watched a few of them, but it's not my thing. And
What
listen,
about
stop diverting the topic. We're in a very sensitive topic,
No,
Soni.
but I have.
And I know what you're doing.
No, but I have reason for this last question though.
Ask me.
What about mukbang? Like people sitting and eating a lot of food.
Oh, that I've seen. I think I'm even following like one. I can't remember the name. Oh, do I have? I have it saved. I have it saved somewhere. I'll show you. Okay, that's not. That's not
Wow.
what.
Okay, hold on. I have to get it on the record quickly.
That's not what.
When he opened his Instagram, the first thing we saw was a lady twerking, and I know that's like common, but
That's
the handle
clickbait
was
there. You
for
see,
us.
those are people who are taking advantage of Instagram users like us to want us to click. And what have I done? I've swiped down. I don't want to see that shit on my
You'll
timeline.
go back later. I know it's okay. It's okay.
So what I was saying is,
Mukbang.
no,
Do you like it?
no.
Because that's kind of the video I want to do.
No,
Low-key.
listen. I know what you're doing. I know what you're
Click.
doing. And trust me, this is one of those topics that, because I want to know how you just manage to, emotionally just balance out work, relationship, and all those things. Like, do they apply to you? Do you think, like, do you need to be in a relationship? Do you feel
No.
like you need to? You don't need to?
No.
I saw you really happy when you're in a relationship with a really nice person. She was doing more interviews with me when she was in a relationship. Anytime she's single, if she sees me, Soni is not talking to me.
What you just found out I was single 10 minutes ago.
But now it makes sense. It makes sense.
Now I'm putting together the pieces.
I'm like, oh, now it makes sense. But okay, I mean, I'll just ask. If you want to answer, you don't have to answer. But
and
it's
that's the end of the interview. Thanks for
come
having me.
on.
Go for it.
So, what caused the breakup? Was it like wasn't something that you're looking for? I'm just trying to figure out because
I'm gonna
you
say
seem like you can be a really cool girlfriend.
Thank you.
No, because here's the thing, I won't be paying for hair. I won't be buying makeup.
No.
You drink.
you'll be
No,
buying
listen.
trips.
You drink beer,
And
and I'll be buying what? The snacks I can buy. I have like a few partnerships here and there. I'll be eating for free.
and then what about the trips?
Oh my. Yeah, the trips. Here's the thing.
First class though, or
Here-
private jet.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. We're not doing private jet.
Oh,
Best economy maybe. Best economy. We can do that
okay.
after a few months of serious saving. Probably I'd have to deprive you of food so that we can save for the trips.
That's okay. I'm
Yeah.
okay. Everybody has to make sacrifices in relationships, and that will be mine.
No, the trips can be impossible, but I'm just saying, you seem like, a really cool person to have, like, as a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So what would make him or you not, just not want to be in that situation? Now, what would make him not want to be with you? I'm assuming he broke up with you.
Okay. Well, I'll say this, right? I'll say this because I also have to respect
Yeah.
there's two people in this relationship, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
No, we're just
do
talking
this on
in.
air, if
No,
you
no, no.
will.
We're just doing
But-
in general. We're just talking because I'm thinking like you seem like a really cool person. So, I mean, what would make like you guys not want to?
Yeah, I think basically, long story short, it was amicable. It was kind of a mutual decision, and yeah.
Ah, come on.
Yeah.
Politically correct answers like you
I'm
just
not- I'm
said
not
like
gonna
you know
be-
what
I'm not going to
like
be a
you know
certain
what
somebody on Twitter.
this relationship is sweet, but you know I think we're good. We don't need to. Have you ever? You didn't answer this. Have you ever been cheated on? I
I
asked
have
you
been,
that.
yeah.
You have been
Mm-hmm.
once or more than once?
Once that I know of.
Have you ever cheated on someone?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Is that supposed to be like a common thing?
No, you look like a cheater. That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Okay. Damn. I feel like I listen to your other podcasts. I'm feeling
No,
like
no,
I got
no,
the
no.
short end of the stick
No,
here.
listen. We're just on. I just posted the 8th. I have already 29 podcasts. There are people who I've known in person, and that's a funny thing. Like so many other of my friends who are like, because when you get to, the whole podcast is about health, wealth, love, and happiness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to pick different conversations in all those
Why couldn't I be
4
the
pillars.
happiness one?
No. And I'll ask about all those things. But I'll balance it out in the 4 pillars of life. And there's some people like a lot, even like just on the podcast, who like last year I remember them as they were in a relationship. And then it's just funny because everybody now that I'm talking to on the podcast, I'm like, yo, how is it like? Because even if I had questions for you, it'd be like, a list of questions. Thank God I didn't write them. It would have been so inappropriate for me to have all these couple questions and then I just have to do a big X right
I can
here.
still answer a couple questions. It's not like I
It does not apply anymore.
What?
But so many other people, like last year they were in a relationship, and then this year when I'm asking them something on the podcast, they're like, no, that situation is no longer there. But do you think maybe we're in an age where relationships are not like worth fighting for anymore? Because, you can always get the next person.
No. I mean, what? What about now?
I mean, is it like, because it's slightly different when, I'm sure even like how your parents, like, if they explain to you like how they met, how their relationships and ups and downs, they kind of like maybe have had like little struggles and stuff and they're still together, even if they're not, but they were more into, trying to make things work.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
because I'm guessing if you don't have like a baby and the situation is not too serious, I mean, you can always work things out. But unless somebody cheated.
What's the original question? I've like
Isn't
lost
it?
you now.
Are relationships at this day and age worth, like fighting for? You're like, no, I can still replace this
Definitely.
person.
No, I don't. I mean, but I guess it depends on the person, right?
Did you try that in your situation?
Did I try what? Yeah.
Working out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I still really care for the guy. He's a good guy. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a now thing. It's just not now. Maybe later. Maybe we can circle back. We'll see.
You believe in marriage?
Hey, that's a tough question. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
See yourself one day in a wedding dress,
Yeah, like some people, especially women, you'll find that they have this like vision for their wedding. They already know the kind of dress they want, like how many people are going to be at the ceremony. I was never that as a young girl. I mean, like I could see myself married, sure, but I've never thought about like the ceremony, how it would play out, what would happen.
But you also look like, I was telling somebody else, you look like the kind of person who would have like a beach wedding.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love a beach wedding.
Nice, simple beach wedding.
Yeah.
Have some doves, fly them off. And hopefully.
Doves. That's
Yeah.
corny.
Yeah, no,
No.
I'm just saying. You look like that kind of person who would want something that's more hippie, nice, peaceful, nothing too exaggerated. I mean, that's just what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely down for low key. I'm not trying to.
Or you don't want to blast it all over the internet and
No.
Benzes and everything. So what about the finance thing? Like, you're saying like you wouldn't put that as a priority when you're looking for someone.
No.
Do you date someone who's broke?
Yes. I mean, like, I feel like these are difficult questions to answer because I think,
No,
again,
there are people who are just with like, you listen to the other episode. There's somebody who said like they can't date a broke person. If you're broke, I
Yeah.
can't date you.
well, but I guess but it depends on what does it mean by broke, because I think also, like, we've all had those periods where we're just not financially where we want to be, right? So maybe that means like,
I'm broke and I've lost hope. You date me.
but what's happening with your life? Are you like,
I'm
are
chilling. I'm playing PlayStation.
No, I would have a hard time. If you're not like ambitious, like I
And
find,
you're taking care of me and you're paying the bills.
okay, well, like, but again, it depends, like how. But for me,
Yeah.
I find like ambition and drive sexy. Like
Yeah.
you know, somebody who is a go-getter, you know. So if you're
now
just,
you see, those are the qualities I'm talking about when I'm asking. Because you see, now I have to go to the extreme
Yeah,
contrast
but
so
people-
that you can.
yeah, but people who are broke can be driven and ambitious.
Yeah.
You know, if you're like, because we've all been there. We've all been at that place where we just aren't financially where we want to be necessarily.
Yeah.
Maybe and I guess broke depends on your definition of what it means to be broke. But as long as you're like, you know, have drive and ambition to change your situation or whatever, money comes and goes. I can't fault you for not having
Plus,
it now.
anybody can get money though.
Yeah.
As long as you keep working hard and consistent with what you're doing,
Yeah.
you can still make money, right?
Hmm.
I have so many questions about relationships. I don't know whether I should just drop all of them at once and, you know, keep just making you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
Sorry. And it's like, oh my God,
Like,
why
can
am
we
I talking about
Talk
this?
about Instagram again? That was fun.
No, we're done with that topic. What do you think about like just couple goals? We have, you know, you have these people we see online who have like painted an image of what couples are supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, couples who travel together. Oh, you used to do that, right?
Do what?
Do the pictures with the couple goals and hashtags.
No.
Never?
No. I keep my private life private for a reason, but that's my choice, right?
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, what do you think about like maybe Instagram couples,
Yeah, you know, for me,
YouTube couples?
yeah.
What do you
for-
think about that? What's your take on that?
Do you?
And why would you choose to put yours like, you know,
Because I
private instead of like, you know, just if this is somebody that you genuinely like and love, why not build that empire together? You already have things that you're doing in common. You're both on the online platform. Why not just
Well, yeah, that's the thing. First of all, does he want to? Right?
share and inspire?
Yeah, I think it's just not me. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
You can post recipes together, like Soni and so's recipe
Yeah.
for best.
No, and I respect it, and I think like there's so many people who are doing it and doing it well, and it's
Yeah.
interesting, and it's content I subscribe to. It's just not me, you know. It's just not something I'm interested in. Because yeah, I feel like then I don't know. It's just I like to keep my private stuff private.
Oh yeah, let's say if you. Okay, I still have so many questions about love, and I'll keep throwing them. I'll keep throwing them at you.
Okay.
When you're trying, or when you start dating someone, like how do you know whether it's gonna be like a long-term thing or just like, you know what, I've gone out with this person on this date and I don't think they're the right person for me.
Exactly like that.
What's that? No.
No, but don't
I
you?
can't be.
But don't you have that? Don't you get that like gut feeling? Sometimes it's a thing, like something that they've said, or sometimes it's like morally you're just not the same.
Well, I can
people,
tell you how mine works, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just take what I'm saying and run with it. Because at times I'd be like, okay, this person, I don't think this can go anywhere, but I'm just gonna sleep with them once and then I won't talk to them again.
Okay, so you ghost people.
No, I don't ghost people. I mean, I'm like, you know,
You
at
don't-
least let's just share something. But that's just my thing. Like, let's just share this and
Yeah.
then, you know, call it
Do you,
what
but
it
are
is.
you both on? Do you tell her in advance like this is where I'm at? Or
That
are
I
you-
want to sleep with you once and then I'll.
No, but I mean like, because I was having this debate with my friend the other day.
Yeah.
I think it's important in any relationship to be clear about your intention, right?
No.
And I'm not saying like, hey,
No.
would you like to sleep together 3 times and then call it quits?
Yeah.
No, but as in, like, if you meet somebody and you're like, hey, you know what? You're really interesting. I like you, but I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Like, I'm not looking for something serious. And so that,
Would you take somebody seriously if they told you that?
yeah, I would
come on,
respect it. I
Soni.
genuinely would respect it. I would prefer you tell me so that I can make the decision whether or not this is going to happen versus you speak to me, then you sleep with me once, and then you're no longer there.
I'm just thinking that's tricky because
And if you don't do it because you're afraid that she's not going to want to follow through,
Yeah.
that's so selfish. That's not fair. But I should also do the same thing. Like, as a woman, I should tell you, John, I'm not interested in a relationship right now, and give you that choice. I think it's the right thing to do.
not if you want to sleep with someone. Just doesn't work like that. It won't work out for you if that's the intention. Because there's this whole thing about where somebody can they can be like, it's just you're attracted maybe to their physique only, and maybe when they start talking you're like, okay, this is not. Yeah.
I can't.
No, and even in the other podcast episodes, it's not just me. Like even some women who've said like, they've dated certain kind of guys who are like, big built and everything. Because there's some people, I think it gets in their head. Because if you take really so much care about your physique and everything, it might get. I'm guessing like that's the whole thing, that your whole focus might be just your body and everything, and you at times maybe forget to feed like even your mind and everything. And that's why we have stereotypes. I don't want to put it in the wrong way, but you know what I'm saying.
That you can have both. You can also.
You can have both.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have both. But I'm just saying, like, there's some people, unfortunately, unfortunately, and that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, they might be very good on the outside and everything, but on the inside, they're just not the best people.
Okay.
But you're still attracted to them because
Cool.
you're seeing like all these things. Like
But
you're
they're
talking
still people,
about
and
you
they
like.
still deserve to have that choice.
Man.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised. I think, especially as a woman, because
You'd
as a
take
woman,
that into consideration if somebody told you, like, you know what, Soni, I like you. I don't want it to go.
Because some women also aren't looking for relationships. Some women are like, I also just enjoy hanging out with you.
But where do you find these women? Where can I find these women?
If you start having the conversation, maybe you'll start finding them.
No way.
Instead of just, and then
I'm
could you
be
imagine?
like, you just want to sleep with me and that's it?
No, I mean, you can't say that. I mean, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, hey, you want to have sex 3 times then never speak again? No, I mean, because it's not like quantifiable
Yeah.
like that, right? It's just like.
How would you put it? Like in just
It's just
what?
like, hey, Nancy, I really enjoy your company, but just so you know, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. That's it. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm just
but
like,
you
I'm
can
not looking-
say that after, not before, right?
You can, but I just think sometimes, you can. Actually, to be fair, you
Yeah.
can. I think it's nice. I don't know. Every
I'm
situation.
I'm
is
just
different.
thinking
Figure it
because
out.
I don't think, because we're at the end of the day we're human. I can't forget that she's human as well.
Right. Yeah, you've
She
got to
wouldn't
take
be
care
like,
of
yeah,
somebody's
yeah,
feelings.
come on.
Yeah.
You can't just be like.
Yeah, one night stand or not, you got to.
You still have to put that into consideration.
Right.
But are you kind of?
Let's talk about ghosting now.
No, we're not done. We're not done.
I don't get it.
We're not done. We're not done. Do you? Yeah. So we had to take a small break for Soni to fix her hair. She just wanted to change her.
The bun has to be perfect.
Yeah. Is that the what is it called? The messy bun? Is it called the messy bun?
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know.
No,
I just throw
come
it
on.
up.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds right. That sounds good to me.
So we're still on the topic of love, but we're almost finishing it up. Don't worry. I'm sure it's
What were the topics? It was happiness?
health, wealth,
Health,
love,
wealth,
and
love,
happiness.
and happiness.
Yeah,
Oh.
but we don't care about health and happiness. Don't worry. Let's stick to love first of all.
But I look healthy, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Didn't the doctor make that clear? How does that make
Get
you
it on
feel?
the record.
How does that make you
How
feel?
does it make you feel?
Eh?
It's like violated a little bit. There. Anyway.
Yeah. So, love is a sensitive issue, and I'm thinking as a creative, we tend to forget at times that the only thing that you have as a creative is that you're bringing to the table is like your mind. So even the person that you're with, they have to be like a support system to just how would I put it, like no pressure and just good vibes and just your support system basically. And Yo, I don't know. Are you planning to date anytime soon? Are you the kind of person who moves on fast, or do you like, how do you deal with, how are you dealing with your breakup? How do you deal with it? Because of course, if this is somebody that you liked and then now you're no longer there together, how do you cope with it? Do you have like, a 1 month period where you like just
Yeah.
eating a lot of ice cream? Oh, does that mean? Oh, that explains. You said
That
your
explains
fridge,
my pantry.
your fridge is full of snacks and chocolate and everything.
I'd like to get on the record that anytime you come to my house, whether I'm happy, sad, single, or in a relationship, you
Yeah.
will always find chocolate
Always.
in case of emergencies. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
But how
also,
do
I'm
you-
serious. Like,
Yeah,
I
how-
eat so much sweets.
Yeah.
But
How do you deal with it?
I think for me,
Because I'm sure this is not like maybe a fast. I'm sure you've like, had dating experiences before which didn't still go the same way you wanted. Because it's all just going through childhood and everything.
yeah.
But it's definitely different when you're an adult.
How old were you when you had your first relationship?
Mm,
I'm talking about like, I'm not talking about like your first kiss when you were 6 or something.
maybe 16ish there.
Same, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
16 is
18
there.
was my first
Yeah.
relationship. But how do I deal with a breakup? I think for me, I tend to, I'm like just focusing on myself. I'm getting back into the things that I love to do, seeing friends, going out. I don't know, I think with heartbreak, it's also a day at a time. You're gonna have days that are better than others. You're gonna have days where you're like, this is awesome, I'm having a good time, whatever. You're gonna have days when it sucks. And being patient with yourself, I think too, is really important. Like allowing yourself to feel these things and go through it, as opposed to try and ignore it and like party through
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you
Or-
cry?
Yeah, I cry.
You do?
Don't you love a good cry? No, I'm serious. Like, sometimes when you feel sad, you're like, maybe
Yeah.
like what videos of like PETA videos of dogs
Yeah.
can I, or like, have you ever watched those videos on YouTube of like soldiers who come home and surprise
I don't
their-
even like watching those videos because they make me get emotional.
yeah,
Because the
sometimes you just need that
the
good
background music
cry.
always gets to you. You're like,
I'm
"Oh,
telling you. And I think I often, you end up wanting to focus on yourself again, do things that make you happy, whether that's going out with friends or exercising or exploring or whatever it might be, knitting, cooking,
yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think it's important to take it day by day and be patient with yourself. I think you're always going to have some days that are better than others, days when you're like, this is awesome, I feel great, and days when you get crippling. Whoa, okay. I'm not going to use that word. You get very sad.
Okay.
I've had 4 shots of espresso, so.
I was just about to ask you, like, what does that mean, first of all? Yeah. But yeah, okay, since you're talking about that, like if from like maybe when you say the first relationship was around 16?
18.
18.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But you can have a relationship even if you're 16, as long as it's with somebody that is your age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Ideally, yeah. So, how fast do you think it gets you? How fast do you get over someone?
I think it depends
Over
on
the past, over your past situations.
I guess it depends on like the lifespan of the relationship. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, and also as you get older, the relationships maybe get a bit more complex. Like maybe
Yeah.
you move in together, or you meet each other's families, or whatever it might be.
Oh, were you staying together?
Yeah, my most recent relationship. Yeah.
What? We can't hear. We can't hear what you're saying. What was that you said?
Louder for the people in the back. Yes, for my
Louder.
in my most recent relationship, yeah, we were living together, and
Have
So-
you ever done that before? Have you ever lived with someone? Like
Yeah.
even for me, even in my dating scene, I've never actually moved in to live with someone.
I
Or
had
that's the kind of person you are. Like if you like someone, you move in together. You do everything together.
Well, this is the first, I guess the most recent relationship is the first time I moved in with somebody and didn't have my own space, but I've first it's like the toothbrush, and you still you're paying rent at your own apartment. You still
Oh,
have
yeah.
it in case of
Yeah.
emergencies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think with any breakup, it's also, I've learned that it's important to allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, if you like suppress your sadness or whatever and just try and like party through it or whatever,
Yeah.
doesn't end well. Right?
That works for me.
Okay. Are you still? I feel like you're a ticking time bomb. When will the emotions come to the surface?
No. But it's just because I think the only problem with me is that I've dated way too much and I've just gone through everything that needs to be gone through.
I was asking this to a friend of mine the other day, though.
I mean, nobody can surprise me with anything anymore. It's just... Yeah, what were you talking about with your friend?
No, I was going to say I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was saying, what does it mean to date, right? Because I think dating is like it's like when somebody says dating or when someone says sleeping together, it's the same sort, or hooking up, that's the word.
Oh, hooking
dating
up.
or hooking
Yeah.
up, it's like those are vague terms.
Yeah.
You don't really know what that means, right? Because I always think dating is about intention. Because you can go to lunch with a friend
Yeah.
who's of the opposite sex,
Yeah.
and it's just a lunch. It's
Yeah.
your friends.
Yeah.
So then, at what point does it become a date?
No, like when you have intentions. If we're having lunch, we're just having lunch. Come on, there's
Right.
no.
Right, but
I
I'm
don't
saying-
think there's an attraction. But if somebody likes you, I'm guessing if somebody likes you and they ask you for lunch, you'll know they like you.
Yeah, but I think so. I mean, hopefully.
You. I think okay, maybe when we were younger, probably it would be like where
When are we
you're-
boyfriend girl?
when
That's okay.
where everybody's shy and everything. But I think now you can tell if somebody is asking you out.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes you go on a few dates and then it's over, it kind of fiddles out. Or sometimes you go on a few dates and you end up being boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Have you always defined it as now we're, like, is it a thing for men to be like, will you be my girl? Do you ask anymore? I don't know. What happens?
I never ask.
It's just like, you are my girlfriend now?
No,
You're mine?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, you're mine.
Just
No.
over lunch one day, by the way. Do you know you're my girlfriend,
By there,
right?
No, I'm always waiting for. I always get that question, like, what is this? I'm
Yeah.
always waiting for that. I'm
You're
always
like,
waiting
"Please
for
ask
that.
me. I want you to be my
I'm
girlfriend."
always waiting for that question, like, so where is this going?
John, I think you need to be more forthcoming
Really?
in your relationships.
How? Like, like I want you to be my girlfriend.
No, and please don't do that. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
that I realize that's something that if you drop it on someone, they might actually
Yeah, because
Yeah.
but
because it puts them in a spot like where you have to or
it's because you said I want you to be my girlfriend. If you say like
will you?
no, I mean yes, sure that too.
Uh-huh.
But I'm thinking,
What would work on you?
I'm
asking so that the guys who would slide in the DM after this, they can.
as long as you follow me and get me to 10K, please.
Yeah.
I think again, if we're talking about having that conversation about intentions. Like
Yeah.
I'm, right now I'm open to having a relationship or whatever. But if you get to that point where you've gone on several dates with this girl
Yeah.
and you're interested, you're hanging out with her, you like her, maybe you've like kissed or whatever, then I think, you can say, you can be the one to be like, so where's this going? Like, are we...
No, guys don't ask.
Guys don't ask? Okay. Maybe I'm...
Even in movies. I think even in movies,
Yeah, we
like
just
you always
take-
see like guys waiting for, so what are we? You always
Yeah.
wait for that question, like
Yeah.
what are we?
I mean, yeah, I feel like...
Because I think for us, we do more of just showing with your actions. I'm
That's true.
thinking if
That's
like you
true.
ask somebody for like to go on maybe lunch like twice, and then maybe the third is like dinner. Come on, I mean,
Yeah, I see
we're
what you're saying.
we're already doing like
It's true, and
those gestures.
sometimes when you're too direct about it, it kind of takes like the mystery and fun out of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Don't
Like-
just be
Yeah.
my girlfriend. Come on. I don't think that can work. I
No,
don't
you're
think that
right.
can work. Yeah. So I think just going with, and I think like just like you've said, it's just like taking off that little fun beat of mystery and everything. You don't need to block that because that's needed to make the relationship even
That's like half the fun.
more memorable, right?
Yeah, that's true.
What's the other fun? That's half the fun.
Half the fun. Well, I don't know.
Oh,
Getting to know
I
somebody.
Oh, that's what you meant.
What?
Okay, so that's what you meant. Okay, okay. But yeah, so since we're just still about the love topic, right? And these are just general questions. do you feel like you have the pressure to settle down? Because like how there are people, like a lot of women apparently do have that plan. By the time I get to this age, I want to be married. By the time I get to this age, I want to have my first baby. Do you want to have babies?
Right now, no.
No, not now. Not now.
Like in the future?
Yeah, with somebody that that you definitely like and you're in that situation with.
I feel like that's such a difficult question to ask because I feel like even when you look at outside of relationships, even in my career, the kind of person I am is very go with the flow.
Yeah.
So I'm even, you asked me about weddings and getting married, and
Yeah.
I don't plan like that. For me, it's more like I don't feel pressure. Thankfully, even like from my family, I don't get that pressure.
So your mom is not like you. It's about that time. It's about that time, Soni.
Yeah,
it's about that time. You need to find yourself a man. No.
No, I'm thankful I've never had that kind of pressure, and I think that also means that I can wait until I feel like it's right. I would, I'd be open to having kids. Maybe my mind will change one day. I keep being told it will, so we'll see.
We'll see.
Everyone tells me, they're like, oh, but just wait.
Just give it time. Give it time. Baby fever will be there.
But I have a beautiful goddaughter, and she kind of feels that.
Yeah, that's how you start getting that. It's called baby fever.
Yeah, baby fever.
Do you ever get that?
No. Well, I mean, when I was
No.
No, I really don't.
Because even in the new age, I'm just talking about the new age because, this whole notion of, if you have a kid right now, before you figure your career out and everything, it's gonna steal those special moments where your career is supposed to peak and everything. Because you kind of have to take a step back and take care of the kid first. And contrary to that, I'm having Tatiana next to the podcast, and she has a whole different story.
And Tatiana's daughter is my goddaughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I shot the first birthday video. Did you see the video?
Okay, first of all, her daughter, and maybe I should let her tell this story,
Yeah.
but Olive, the
Yeah.
baby whose first video you filmed, loves that video. Tatiana used to tell me that as Olive grew up through that year of one, she would always demand that her mom plays it for her. It makes her so happy. It's so cute.
Guys, the rate card has gone up
Book
officially.
him.
The rate card has gone up triple.
Yeah. Let me ask you, on podcasts, can you click? Can a pop-up thing happen here where it's click to book? How do you engage in podcasts?
No, on Facebook you can do that.
Okay.
On Facebook you can do that, and I'm posting it on all platforms. You can do even Q&A, polls, and everything on Facebook now. YouTube.
But you know how with YouTube you are always comment down below.
Yeah.
What is it with podcasts? Is it just depending on where you're watching it will determine?
It depends. On iTunes you can leave even on iTunes you can leave a review just at the bottom.
Guys, please leave a review for these podcasts.
Please.
I feel like you work so hard on them, and they're such good quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think especially on iTunes, reviews are important.
Oh yeah.
So just go 5-star.
Listen.
It's anonymous. Just go do it.
Let me just show you my ratings on iTunes right now. But that's the thing. I didn't expect my podcast to have such a big impact, but I'm really loving that people are connecting to the content, because that's what I've always wanted, all along. Oh,
Yeah.
Is it?
That's so nice.
It's not. I can't see. Oh yeah, but anyway, I already have a fast 5-star rating on the podcast.
Yeah, let's get you more.
Let's get some more. So do you want to still talk about love, or you're tired of that shit?
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. So, okay, just to wind up,
Okay.
because I'm thinking we've already done probably 1 hour. We're pushing it to 1 hour 25 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-oh.
No, that's
For
not
anybody
a,
who's
that's
still
not a
with
bad
us,
thing.
thank you. Especially, I'm sure it's my dad and some of my friends.
Some of my friends are like, we didn't know all these things about Soni. How do you take care of, just yourself, physically?
How do I?
Or just health-wise. Do you jog? Do you?
Yeah.
Because we've said, that topic of bikini came up. It's just how do you? Because of course, even I know it's sensitive. With women, it's very sensitive. Because, like for guys, you'd see somebody with a big belly, they're comfortable on their Speedos or swimming shorts or whatever. Guys can just be.
I think girls can be too. Women can be
Yeah,
too.
but not too many. Like, especially now, there's so much. I'm talking about it because there's so much pressure on Instagram. I haven't seen like those people were talking about on my Instagram being that comfortable. No, I haven't.
I feel like there's
Very few.
I feel like there's an entire movement right now about like just being comfortable in your own skin, and you see it even with
There is.
you see it even with celebrities calling out like especially lingerie or bikini brands being
Yeah.
like these photos are overly photoshopped, and I think it's really nice.
But how do you take care of yourself?
How do I take care of myself?
You always you seem to be. Okay, let me explain it this way. When you go to Soni's Instagram, you'll also notice she eats like a lot of different kinds of foods. Some super high calorie foods,
Yeah.
and some just a bunch of. It's a cocktail of food. Let's just put it that way. Let me just put it that way.
And I'd like to say I do actually eat the food. I've been asked before, do you eat the food on your Instagram? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Predominantly yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Sometimes I do take photos of my friends' food because it's just more photogenic, but I'm generally eating the food that
The
you
food.
see.
Yeah.
I think first and foremost, I've been blessed with a very fast metabolism. So I only started exercising about October 2017, which is now what, a year and a half ago?
Close 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Do you
And-
jog? Do you do gym work, aerobics?
yeah, so I think I go to Alpha Fit.
Oh yeah, that's in Gong Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they offer like
That's
CrossFit
that's where all the
classes
superstars go, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Plus you. That's what I'm saying, Soni.
Well,
That's
I feel like lots of people go to that gym, and some people happen to have a large following on Instagram, so then it looks like this. Like, but I mean, yeah, it's a
But
great
it's a
gym.
nice. I think it's a nice camp for even just people motivating each other. Because if you find another like either a blogger or somebody you follow or you admire for their work or anything, it motivates you because it's like, yo, we're all taking care of ourselves. And
Yeah, and I think I grew to love Alpha Fit also because of the community. Everyone's super supportive, and it's not all about like how heavy can you lift. It's not, it's people are having a good time.
it's
And
not competitive.
no, yeah. So I do classes with them in the mornings, and I run sometimes. Sometimes I do yoga. I try and do different things because I get bored easily.
Yeah.
But I think Alpha Fit, I keep going back because I've got friends there, and so we motivate each other. And yeah.
Is it fun doing it, or do you find yourself like waking up in the morning like, I don't feel like going to the gym today?
For sure. I mean, this is the thing, like, especially when I started,
Yeah.
it was like, why am I doing this to
Why?
myself?
Yeah.
But you get to this tipping point where it starts to feel good, and I promise you it happens. Because before a year and a half ago, I didn't exercise for 6 years. And I mean, like, I didn't, like, make an effort, you know? It was basically high school. Is when I was on sports teams. And then when I left high school, I was like, well, done with that. But there's a tipping point where it starts to feel good, and then your body starts to crave it, and then it just becomes
Like a lifestyle.
like a lifestyle.
And I think it's also like really important to even just show that, explain to people to understand, like, even though you're eating this way, because as we grow older, of course, our metabolism slows down.
Yeah.
So it's also like important to not just entertain people with all those good pictures, also educate them on, like, if you're eating like this and you want to eat like this for a long time, like, you also have to start taking care of your body.
True. Because people have asked me, oh, why don't you post about going to the gym on Instagram? But I'm of two minds of it, because I think, first of all, like, when I go to the gym, I've just got my head down and I'm exercising. I don't really have quote unquote time to be
To set up
filming
the camera and properly. And
Yeah, and I also think if somebody asks me, I'm happy to share, but I'm not a qualified professional to talk about how much you should be exercising. I can tell you what I do, but I don't
that's
think...
the thing. Your followers just want to know how you keep fit.
Yeah, and when somebody asks, I tell them.
Oh, okay. At least that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So okay, then since we've gone through like all the topics, but there's this one question that I normally ask people when we're coming towards the end of the podcast.
Okay.
And the question always is, like, what's that one thing you think, just like SoniSideUp, what's that one thing right now that you think you're chasing, even though it seems like uncertain or whether it's certain. What's that one thing that you think you're looking for right now that will give your life like a sense of balance, or maybe clear direction towards where you're going? Maybe it's marriage, maybe it's your first kid, maybe it's your partnership with the brands that you just mentioned, that like these are the
that'd be
dream
awesome.
people that I would want to. What's that one thing you think that
Yeah, I think there's a lot of milestones or material things that maybe I want to achieve.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I want to live a life of no regret, or a very little regret. You can't say no.
Yeah.
But I want to live a life that I won't look back on and regret or the what ifs. I want to do my best to stay as happy and healthy as possible. And I think ultimately, like, fulfillment, whether that's through career or relationships or whatever. Yeah.
That's very vague, but still a very good
Yeah,
answer.
I don't know.
But it still makes sense because it just shows it doesn't have to be a specific thing, but
Yeah, and I think maybe there's different like short-term goals, but again, I think it's also about me. I like I said earlier, I'm very much a go with the flow person, so I don't really have that one milestone. But if Condé Nast is listening to this and you'd like me to write for you, I'm available.
Do it.
Available to do some part-time stuff.
Okay, just another one before I let you go. There is constant conversations about just taking care of just like our minds first of all, just mental health and everything. How do you just maintain your sanity with all that's happening, like just social media pressure? Maybe at times you're seeing like this person has achieved more in less time, you compare it to yours, comparison. Like, just how do you maintain your sanity just to have a clear mind and focus on what you're trying to do without getting pressure from like all other people? Maybe it's marriages, there are people who are married, there are people who are careers are like skyrocket. How do you just maintain your sanity and detach yourself from all this and keep just working on Soni?
I think there are times when I manage it better than others, for sure. It's not a constant. I'm fortunate to have a really great group of friends around me, people who are supportive, people who I can go and talk to in confidence when I'm not feeling my greatest, and people who will help uplift me. But even, my own personal pep talks, like trying to remind yourself that people on social media are probably only posting like their highs.
True.
Everybody, and listening to podcasts like this, where people talk about a bit more behind the scenes of their social media, and you learn that they're full people.
Yeah.
Maybe they've had a loss in their family, or they've had a divorce or a really bad breakup, or they're having poor like health issues. Like they're rounded people, and they're not totally perfect. And
because you just see that picture and a smile every single day, but you wouldn't understand what this person is going through. And that's something I had to learn over time, because at times you might meet somebody, they're not in their best mood, but you also have to understand like this person is human. You really need to understand like they have their own life and everything else that comes with life, relationship, family, career. All these things, if you're an adult, you understand they come with so much pressure and other different expectations. So don't expect somebody to be like the same, or like
And it's nice to know you're not alone. You're not alone in your struggle. And
most importantly.
And I think,
So I mean, I think we've talked about like quite a lot, and I can always bring back SoniSideUp because she's a really nice and positive person.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, but unless there's something I don't know, we'll still find out, and I can always bring her back to the podcast.
Yeah.
But so far, I mean, from just the few experiences we've had, like just an amazing person.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy to finally be here. I love what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
All I can just say is, like, guys, come on. If you support Soni like I do, just slide in that DM, man.
Get her to 10K is what I think he meant to say.
Yeah, get her to 10K. yeah, get her to 10K. Let's build this brand. But apart from that, I mean, what else do you have going on that you'd want to plug? And is there anything else that you have going on that you'd want to plug?
No, I mean, thank you so much for the opportunity. But I think I've been plugging all the way through.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned all that. Where can people find you?
Please find me on Instagram at soni.side.up. That's like a period. I'm not, Soni period side. It's period up, full stop.
Oh yeah,
whatever you wanna call it.
I'll write it down.
Okay.
Or I'll do like a link in the comments. Yeah.
So you can find me there. You can find me on Twitter, although I'm mostly retweeting. But if you want to talk, hit me up. And then even on Facebook.
SoniSideUp.
Yeah.
Soni.side.I.
And then hopefully soon on our combined travel YouTube channel.
Yes, definitely. It's coming. So yeah, that's it, ladies and gents. You've been listening or watching another episode of the Kisscapades Podcast. Please subscribe. It shows that you love and care about the content. Share the videos if you can. Share the audio if you can. We are on YouTube, the Kisscapades Podcast, iTunes, the Kisscapades Podcast, Twitter, the Kisscapades Podcast, and what other platform?
Wow.
Facebook, the Kisscapades Podcast. Look out for the content, share, like, and subscribe. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for listening. Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye.
That was nice.
That was so much fun.
Does it feel much better talking on podcast and everything?
Yeah.
Therapeutic?